Ladies and gentlemen, series action for you on this Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon, and we have this race. We will have the next race, which will be at Chicagoland for the Truck Series. So a Truck Series doubleheader for you guys coming up, podcasting journey. So help me out there as you guys have up to this point by simply just subscribing, watching the videos, hitting the like button. You guys know the drill. Club 48, welcome to the stream. So we're not going to qualify for this race or practice for this one, but for Chicagoland I will be using the steering wheel. We're using the controller for this first race at Iowa, and we will qualify for Chicagoland coming up after this one. So thanks for everybody tuning in here, and we are going to roll right into this. Grant Enfinger will be on the pole here. Thor Motorsport truck at the front of the field. Tanner Gray, Austin Wayne Self. So here we go. Truck Series doubleheader on the channel. Saturday afternoon. Green flag in the air. We're underway. .200 laps in the opening race of the doubleheader. We have 60 laps in this opening stage as well. Looks like 60, 60, and 80 will be the way. These stages are going to be split apart. So barely going to be inside that fuel window, it looks like. Look at that. 3 wide on the opening start of the race here. Crafton trying to work his way through that middle lane. Gets to the bottom by the time they get into turn 1 on lap 2. Underneath Austin Hill, Tyler Hill as well. Jennifer Joe Cobb slides way up the racetrack. Crafton's already up to 19th. Yep, 200 laps at Iowa, 150 at Chicagoland. This is probably going to be the shorter of the 2 races if I had to imagine. Obviously, we don't know how the cautions might play into effect in both races too, so we'll just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. That was a big dive going into turns 1 and 2. Crafton just slid right on by Christian Eckes. Now he's backing up Austin Hill a little bit. Tyler Ankrum to the inside of Zane Smith, working on him for 16th. He'll get by him easily. Crafton now trying to follow Ankrum. Can't quite get to the inside of Smith himself there. He got close. Smith goes high in 1 and 2. Crafton to the bottom again. Crafton slides underneath Tyler Ankrum, going to make the pass on him as well. Spencer Boyd off to a good start, quickly inside the top 15. Maybe not for long. He's all by himself right here. Clay Greenfield in the 68 truck running just outside the top 10. He does have a win this season. Remember, on fuel mileage, won at Daytona earlier this year. He has to get into the top 20 in the point standings if he's going to want to make it into the playoffs. Oh, contact. Crafton overruns turn 1. Right into the back of Boyd. And gets around him in the next corner. Seems like this 88 truck's a little on the tight side. Early going to the run. There you go, call it, get right on it. Start having newspapers for the channel. Newspaper headlines. Gustine inside the top 15. He's working on, it looks like, Todd Gillen for 12th, I believe, up there. I believe this is strictly going to be an afternoon race today. Obviously, the Chicagoland race will be in the afternoon as well, as far as the gameplay goes. No, I plan on starting both races. I might have to refill my water, but that'll be about it. Like, literally, there's only going to be, like, maybe 5 minutes between race 1 and race 2 here today. So, yeah, that Chicagoland race will probably start probably right around 6, if I had to guess. Maybe quarter till 6. This won't be a very long race. Crafton slides on by Ross Chastain for position. Gustine still has not gotten around the 38 of Gilliland. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. And Dean finally gets to the inside of the 38 of Gilliland. And he's going to clear him off of turn 2. So it took a while for Dean to get around him, so much time in which now Crafton is driven right back underneath the 32 truck. Still underneath him off of turn 4. We don't have many more races until the playoffs. After today's Truck Series doubleheader, we'll only have 3 races until the postseason for this Gander Outdoor Truck Series season. Gonna alternate to the different camera angles for the first time in the very early going of the race today. One thing for that second race of the doubleheader as well at Chicagoland, we had an awesome Cup Series race there for NASCAR Heat 5 yesterday. Probably one of the better races of that season. There's non-stop action all throughout. That could very well be the case in today's truck race as well. Tire's going to be a big factor in this race today as we carry on through. Again, only 4 sets from start to finish. Fresh sets, that is, not counting the tires on the very start of the race, so they can pit for tires 4 times. 60 laps in this opening stage. You wonder if they're going to be able to actually make it all the way through Stage 1 without having to pit. Again, they are right at the edge of that pit window. Crafton will slide on by Riley Herbst now, and that'll move him into the top 10 for the first time. This year's 2020 champion in real life, Sheldon Creed, up there in 9th place. Raphael Lessard off to a good start in the top 10, just ahead of him. Look at him going 3 wide up there. Lessard gets to the inside of Ben Rhodes as well. Lap truck of Jennifer Jo Cobb was on the very outside trying to stay out of everybody's way. Now Creed got stuck behind Jennifer Jo Cobb. Easy pass that time for Crafton. Made it no fight whatsoever. This 88 truck's still a little on the tight side. About a third of the way through the tire run. Ben Rhodes giving his teammate plenty of room on the bottom. He's definitely moving through the field. Still a ways to go, though. He's still about 8 seconds off the lead, despite the fact he's driven himself up into 7th place already. Jesse Little in the 97's off to an incredible start in the 6th position. You're going to see drivers desperate for wins here late in the season. We still got a wild card race for the Truck Series before the playoffs. Remember, Eldora is the second to last race of the regular season. That could produce a possible upset winner. Three wide up the middle. Lap truck on the outside. Jesse Little on the inside. Crafty could not stick that middle lane whatsoever. Little is able to hang on for the time being. Again, the 88 truck just cannot stick any other lane outside of the very bottom near that yellow line. Even then, he has a hard time from time to time. That's how tight the race truck is. You're probably going to see adjustments out of the 88 team under the first stop of the race. Surprised there isn't more stress on that right front compared to what there actually is already. Still 35 laps to go in the opening stage, but again, despite it being 60 laps, 200 laps on a short track, any short track is not a lot of time. The Thor Motorsport trucks have had a great season coming into this race. Crafton is the regular season points leader and has won the most races. Finger's been running up front a lot lately. And you see all those guys in the top 6 right now, and even Ben Rhodes is in the top 10. Nearly going to the race today as well, running right around 9th or 10th. Now Sauter got trapped behind Reum in the 33. Has to go high as they try to split the lap truck. Tyler Hill's also on the outside near the wall. Crafton clears him off of turn 2. Sauter couldn't even get close to Tyler Hill there. He did not get through that corner very well. And Zane Smith is really fading back. We saw him just outside the top 10 earlier. He is now back to 23rd. That GMS truck not having a good start to the day either. Crafton on the brakes hard, trying to stay off the 26 of Ankrum. Brian O'Born, welcome to the stream. Cross flags through stage 1 now, 30 down, 30 to go. Enfinger started on the pole, by the way, as well. Still in the top 4. Maybe just doesn't have the speed that, say, the 3 trucks ahead of him have. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a wedge adjustment at the end. We'll probably add more tape as well. Ty Majeski off to a good start today. He's one of the drivers inside the top 3, currently in 2nd place. And tape can be added as well for the 88 team. This call kind of mentioned in the chat. Oil temp right in the high 220s, almost 230. A lot of room to put some tape on there as well. So there's some definite adjustments that need to be made for this 88 truck to make it just a little bit faster. Even on the longer run, this 88 truck isn't loosening up a ton. It's helping a little bit, but not a whole lot either. And now he's stuck behind Austin Hill. Squeezes up the middle now between Hill and Friesen, and actually tried to stay on the bottom in front of Friesen. Couldn't quite stick it. And Stuart Friesen stays to the inside of Crafton. Down into turn 1. Crafton got a good drive in that middle lane through turns 1 and 2. That time he clears the 52. Heavy lap traffic right around Brett Moffitt right now as well. Majeski's closing in on him. Moffitt's got about 3 lap trucks right around him. Had to go to the high line that last time. Look at that. They are 3 wide right in front of Moffitt, and Moffitt's got nowhere to go. They're still 3 wide right in front of him, and Ty Majeski is closing in quick. And so is Crafton. Friesen's a little further back, but I'm sure he's catching too. Well, this is going to be a heck of a battle right now. Majeski looked high. Crafton had to check up behind Jason White. Lost a little bit of ground in turns 1 and 2. Majeski riding in the line of Brett Moffitt. Moffitt squeezes up the middle between Fogelman and Chastain. Oh my goodness, he got stuck in the middle down there. 4 wide to the bottom goes Crafton into turn 1. Kind of overdrove it a slight bit. He's going to stay in front of all the lap trucks off the exit of the corner. And those lap trucks still ahead of Brett Moffitt and Majeski back there. And Matt Crafton will take his first lead of the race, leading his first lap at the line. Already 40 laps complete. That was huge. Overdrove 1 and 2 a little bit. Yeah, Truck Series doubleheader today, and the Chicagoland truck race is going to come on after this one. Probably about 5 minutes after this stream ends. Next Cup Series race for NASCAR Heat 5 is the Pocono doubleheader. I'd like to do both of those on the same day. Kind of pull off like my edition of a Pocono doubleheader. But I'm not sure when that will be. We'll likely get back to NASCAR Thunder 04 tomorrow. I'll have to figure out scheduling and stuff like that first, see what time is best available to get all that in. Two and a half second lead already. Moffitt and Majeski are still stuck behind the lap trucks. Friesen's still about a second and a half behind them. Still a decent amount of lap trucks in front of Crafton. He's going to try to put as many a lap down as he can. There's Sheldon Creed back to 12th now. Zane Smith about to go a second lap down. Crafton's just hoping they stay green to the end of stage 1 now. He's also hoping the tires last as well. Fuel looks good to go to the end. They're about 3 to 4 laps to the good on fuel. Crafton not going to back that pace off yet, at least. Blake Greenfield still camping out in the top 10 for now. But now he's a lap down. Ben Rhodes right on his back bumper. Crafton slides way up the track off of turn 4. He almost got in the wall there. Trying to keep the momentum, and now Riley Herbst with the block. Saved him for about a half a lap, and that's it. Crafton gets right back around him. Crafton's got to be careful getting those left side tires down on the apron like he did. That's the second time he did that through 1 and 2. Actually had decent grip down there both times he did it, but you don't want to get complacent with it. Almost a 10-second lead back to 5th place. Grant Enfinger already. A lot more open space and open room to run for Crafton. Got no pressure behind him.
Still there.
10 laps left, stage 1. Already a quarter of the way through the race, 50 of the 200 laps completed. Iowa Speedway.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there. You're all clear on the bottom end.
Yeah, the right front's starting to get pretty worn out. It's down to about 20% tire wear remaining, so 80% of it is already pretty much gone. And Ty Majeski's moved up to 2nd place, meanwhile, on Brett Moffitt. Stuart Frieson's still trying to close the gap. He's now only about a second behind that 2nd place truck. And Moffitt has just passed Majeski right back. 2nd place, so he didn't let Ty Majeski get too far out ahead of him before reeling him back in again. Raphael Lessard is the next lead lap truck for Crafton to try and catch and put a lap down. Jesse Little's not too far ahead as well. Johnny Sauter's up there in the 6th position.
You got room, you're clear.
Crafton just trying to help himself out for later in the race. 3 wide, way underneath him. Using all the racetrack down to the bottom. This is one of the wider, if not the widest, short track in all of NASCAR. As far as the top 3 preliminary series go. The Xfinity Series race earlier in the week, we had a late race caution at the end of a stage. Made an exciting finish to stage 1. I'll have to wait and see if we get one here. Oh, Jesse Little. Oh man, Crafton shot the gap. They were 4 wide there for a brief moment. Sauter gets a little loose, hangs on to his truck. Crafton moves right around him and Jesse Little on the outside. Just 5 drivers on the lead lap. Little has moved up to 6th place, trying to hold Sauter off. That could be a battle for the free pass position to the end of stage 1. 10-second lead now for Crafton. Well, the good news is now if we get a caution, the stage would come to an end. We are caution free up to this point. That right front will hang on pretty easily here. So you can get pretty close to the end of a fuel run. Tires aren't falling off as much as you would usually see on a short track. nonetheless. One more lap this time around for Crafton to get that first green-white checker flag of the day. Grab 10 more points, grab another playoff point, and inch himself closer to a possible regular season championship. I don't think we're in contention to come anywhere close to clinching that today, even if we scored max points in both races. It's not that big of a points lead coming into this one. Off of turn 4, green-white checker flag in the air. Matt Crafton will win stage 1. Moffitt should be able to hang on for second. He started pulling away from Majeski. I believe Ty Majeski will bring it home third, followed by Friesen and Enfinger. Battle for the free pass position. Looks like it's going to go to Johnny Sauter in 6th. Jesse Little 7th, followed by Lassard, Herbst, and Greenfield, the top 10. So those will all be the drivers getting stage points in the opening stage of the race today. Half a round of wedge being taken out of the 88 truck, just 5% more tape. Not going to go too drastic. If he can add more, he will at the end of stage 2. So going caution free like we did, that definitely helped. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Oh, that was a big slide up the racetrack by Crafton. Trying to hold off Majeski on the restart. Stuart Friesen now going for second place. Crafton's got the clean air advantage. Will be helpful for the moment. Turns 1 and 2, slides up just a little bit again. The truck is still a little tight. But it's Stuart Friesen to the bottom of the track looking for the lead, and Crafton lets him go into turn 3. Not going to battle him too hard. Crafton just struggles with the car at the beginning of the run. Grant Enfinger going to move his way up to third on the outside. Maybe, no, not quite. Crafton gets right back around Enfinger. Here comes Brett Moffitt on the bottom. Moffitt's going to get to the inside of Crafton. He also got around Enfinger in the last corner, and Moffitt now being followed by the 98 truck. Both Friesen and Majeski go high. Moffitt is gaining a ton of ground now on the 2 leaders ahead of him. Clay Greenfield jumping up to 7th place. Into the free pass position. Grant Enfinger on the bottom underneath the 45. Moffitt going for the lead on Friesen now. And Crafton drove it into turns 3 and 4 really hard, and he has to get out of the gas. Kind of overdrove the corner. A couple lap trucks going to get by him there. Rhodes still working on Sheldon Creed. Moffitt still to the inside of the 52 truck. Hasn't cleared him, but they are side by side. Enfinger might just try to follow Moffitt through there. As Crafton continues to roll backwards. Yeah, you don't have to, I mean, obviously you have to hit X to, like, save it. But you can't, or I should say you don't have to, like, actually, like, skip and advance before the time runs out. That's just how much time you have under caution to kind of relax, I guess. However you put it. I usually just let it run out with the full race live streams. There's no sense of me having to rush to go back to green when I need a mental breather. Especially in a race like this, we haven't had any cautions for incident yet. The first break of the race. couldn't get around him. Moffitt's actually back to third right now as Ty Majeski got back around him. Moffitt, who looked to have the fastest truck for the first 40 laps of the race, struggling on the restart. It all started when he came out of the pits in third after going in second, so he didn't even get to restart on the front row. Big moment there for Crafton underneath of the lap truck of Tanner Gray. So he had to let Gray go. Gray was kind of pinching him down there, not really giving him a lot of room, and he clipped the apron. Not trying to push the issue here early in the run. Still 3 sets of tires left the rest of the day as well. Going caution free in the opening stage. Set up for an interesting strategy. These guys don't have to pit at all in this stage, but they will have to pit in the final stage of the race. At some point in time, final stage is 80 laps. You can only go about 60 to 65. Probably closer to 62 to 65 on fuel. Crafton right underneath Tanner Gray. Herbst trying to get around Jesse Little. That is a battle for position, despite the fact that they're both a lap down. Ooh, Herbst had a little bit of a wiggle. He was practically underneath the 97 truck, but he couldn't stay underneath him with that little bit of a bobble. Crafton can't really get around Herbst right now either.
Still there?
Seen some very interesting race trucks in the top 10 at some points today. I remember Greenfield got a stage point, finished 10th there. Tanner Gray's been in the top 15 pretty much all day. Jesse Little's been in the top 10 all day. Oh, I don't know if Herbst got tight or Jesse Little got in the back of him there. That was interesting. Either way, Little gets to the inside of the 51 truck once again. Likely going to see another adjustment though out of the 88 truck. Still a little tight at the beginning of the run. Perhaps another half around a wedge might get taken out of it. A little more tape can be added as well. It could loosen up a lot more over the long run compared to how it did in stage 1 as well. I guess we'll just have to look for that. Friesen, man, he was in the lead not that long ago. He's stuck behind Angelo Ruck. Even some of these lap trucks battling for the free pass position have gotten around Friesen, as well as Crafton for 4th. Crafton gets around Sheldon Creed as well through 1 and 2, closing in on Ben Rhodes. teammate in the 99 truck for Thor Motorsports. Moffitt did jump back up to second on Majeski. Majeski's actually trying to get back underneath him. Moffitt throws the block and turns 3 and 4. So nose to tail. Grant Enfinger is leading this race for really the first time since the opening laps when he started on the pole. And faded back to about 4th. Maybe some adjustments were made on the 98 truck. Definitely a possibility. Moffitt just cannot get around the 45 after Majeski got back around him. They've really been trading spots back and forth since really the end of stage 1 when they were battling for second there for about the last 20 laps or so. Pretty much since they hit that heavy lap traffic at the time. Moffitt right underneath him going into turn 3. Trying to get back around him. And he'll clear him off of turn 4. They both got reeled in. Enfinger, who got caught behind the lap truck of John Hunter Nemechek. Oh, big run going into turn 1. A little contact. 3 wide as well. Cramped into the inside of Majeski. I don't think he was expecting the 45 truck to back off that much. Look at how much ground Majeski lost to Brett Moffitt. Not sure what happened that allowed him to check up even before the contact. But he definitely checked up quite a bit. And Moffitt now is caught. Enfinger looking to get to the inside of the lap truck. Couldn't do it. They're both getting blocked off out of the way. Crafton coming to the outside now of Moffitt. Enfinger goes way up high. Through the middle. And to the lead briefly. Crafton hasn't cleared him yet, but he will lead his first lap since the restart in stage 2. And Crafton to the lead. Moffitt up to second. Majeski closing in on the 98 truck as well for third. And Friesen already 7 seconds back in 5th. And still 29 laps to go in stage 2. We're almost halfway done already. And race is flying by with this pace. No cautions for incident. Crafton definitely got to the lead a lot quicker in stage 2 compared to stage 1. Granted, obviously at the start of the race with it going caution free, he was coming from the rear of the field. Probably why it took him 41 laps to get to the front, but we even saw last night in the Chicagoland Cup race that although, of course, that you guys know we're running as Ryan Blaney for that season. Won both stages and the race, but we didn't even lead the most laps, and the most laps led were by Newman, who led 81. So again, we didn't even lead that many laps. In all reality, in that race, despite winning both stages in the race, could be a lot of the same today for Crafton. Taking well over half the stage to get to the front every time. But once he gets to the lead, there is no looking back. This truck's definitely got speed. alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race today. We're going to be halfway done in a couple laps already as well. And again, 80 laps will make up the final stage. First race of 2 on a doubleheader Saturday. Again, we are running the Chicagoland truck race immediately after the finish of this one. Fastest lap of the race by Crafton is a 24.380. That's about a tenth of a second off from my personal fastest time for the Truck Series at Iowa. Of course, that race would have been ran back in Season 1, a custom schedule season. Three and a half second lead. Moffitt has pulled away from third place. It was still Enfinger and Majeski still back and forth. Though Enfinger and Majeski are within almost a half a second of one another. Stuart Friesen 14 seconds off the lead. As long as Friesen stays on the lead lap to the end of the stage, I think he's all right. Johnny Sauter in 6th place is about to go 2 laps down. That's going to put him in a hole, and that's going to be tough to come back from today. We still have not had a caution for incident up to this point. We are past halfway home. Been a pretty, well, stand corrected. That's going to be our first caution for incident. Right at the line when we had 17 laps to go in stage 2. And you're going to see some pit stops here. So give them 2 sets of tires the rest of the way after this. Half a round of wedge being taken out of it. And this is going to set up for an interesting finish to the stage. Johnny Sauter actually will get the free pass. I was thinking he went 2 laps down. I don't know why I was thinking that. It's 1 lap down currently. In 6th. So not sure exactly who brought out the caution. Sauter will get the free pass. Crafton wins the race off pit road. We're setting ourselves up for a pretty good finish to the end of stage 2 here with that caution. First caution for incident in the race just past halfway. Green flag back in the air. Thor Motorsport on the front row. Enfinger's team has had some quick pit stops today. Brett Moffitt's team has been kicking themselves in the feet right now. I mean, they are just not on it on pit road today as he came out 4th that time. Went in 2nd. Remember, he lost a spot during the first pit stops as well. Crafton trying to hold on to the lead. Enfinger on the top. No match. Enfinger to the lead with 12 to go in the stage. That might have costed Crafton a shot to win the stage, but Crafton's fighting right back and gets right back by the 98 of Enfinger. I'm not sure how he was able to do that so quickly. Truck may be a little on the loose side with that adjustment. Loose is fast if you can hang on to it. Trying to side draft the 98, his teammate Enfinger, who again on the outside through 1 and 2. It's just not working out. They're 3 wide now for second place. Here comes Sheldon Creed, who is actually a lap down right now. Trying to get back on the lead lap before the end of the stage. Crafton goes high contact with his teammate Enfinger. 10 to go. And Creed now to the inside of Enfinger as Crafton barely holds on, shoves tight through 1 and 2. Creed is going to get underneath of Crafton now to try and get back on the lead lap perhaps. We've seen some slow speed on the short run for Crafton today, but he is trying to hang on tight. Off of turn 4, Moffitt to the lead on the bottom. 9 to go. So now Brett Moffitt's in the lead. Through turns 1 and 2, Crafton still on the outside. He's got a good drive though off the corner exit. Oh, contact with Majeski. He tried to let Jesse Little go. Majeski sneaks in there. Enfinger coming back on the top side of Crafton. And he still can't clear the 88. Side by side for the lead between Ty Majeski, Brett Moffitt. Look at all these guys trying to get back on the lead lap. Majeski's now 3 wide underneath Jesse Little and Sheldon Creed. Moffitt found a hole, able to block Crafton in the process for third. Just 7 more laps in stage number 2. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream, by the way. Crafton's trying to hang on. He just doesn't have the short run speed. The good news is Majeski, although he is leading this race, is still caught behind a lap truck of Raphael Lassard. Moffitt is trying to get around him for the lead. Majeski finally going to get underneath Lassard now. Crafton's got so many lap trucks. Oh, contact with Creed. Go further back. Creed gets a little loose down into turn 3. Crafton's still stuck on the bottom as Creed pinches him. Look at Clay Greenfield back into the top 10 again. Scored 1 stage point in stage 1. He's looking for another one. Maybe more. Majeski leads. He's got Moffitt directly behind him. Right all over his back bumper. Is Moffitt going to be able to get around him to get that playoff point? Four to go, stage 2. Moffitt to the inside in turn 1. He is now underneath Ty Majeski. Crafton trying to work his way through the field. Gets around both Sheldon Creed and Jesse Little through 1 and 2. They keep battling up at the front. It could give Crafton a chance. Moffitt is taking the lead at the line. 3 to go. Crafton's still got a couple more lap cars in front of him as well. Ben Rhodes, Raphael Lassard. Does Majeski have another chance to maybe get back to Brett Moffitt? Crafton's doing everything he can right now to try and close that gap. 2 to go. Majeski's still right on the back bumper of Moffitt. Crafton's pushing hard. Kind of overran turns 1 and 2 a slight bit. He's 2 seconds back. He's not going to catch him unless they wreck each other, which isn't impossible as hard as they've been racing for the lead currently. Moffitt trying to hold him off 1 more lap. Nose to tail into turn 1. Crafton all by himself back in third. He's pretty much got that position locked up. 1 more corner for Majeski to go. Can he get around Moffitt and snag away the stage 2 victory? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get him. Brett Moffitt, by about a car length, is going to win stage number 2. Majeski second, followed by Crafton, Sauter, and Friesen. Your top 5. So that will end stage 2. Brett Moffitt will get the stage victory. Didn't lead as many laps as he did in stage 1, but he got the stage victory this time around. And more pit stops will be coming. About 5% more tape being added for Crafton. That's the only adjustment on pit road this time. So Moffitt's crew that time wins him the race off pit road. Green flag back in the air. Ooh, heck of a restart on the bottom by Crafton from third. And he's going to get to the lead easily here going into turn one. Crafton in the lead. Moffitt in second all by himself. Crafton will lead the opening lap of stage 3. Look at Johnny Sauter out of nowhere. Remember, he was a lap down, got the free pass. Still finished 5th in the last stage. Look at Enfinger now, 3 wide. Moffitt's really fading back on the outside. Thor Motorsports 1-2 at the front of the field. Although Enfinger hasn't cleared the 45 of Majeski yet. 75 laps to go. 1 set of tires left the rest of the way as well. For Matt Crafton in the 88. He just tries to hang on to that track position. He's doing a good job of it right now, although it might be a lot easier with the 2 trucks in second place running side by side still. And that time, Enfinger's going to be able to clear Majeski going off into turn 1. Enfinger right there. Look at Clay Greenfield trying to get back on the lead lap. Enfinger looks slow. Oh, late block there by Matt Crafton. That just took the momentum away from the 98. And Crafton hangs on to the lead. Enfinger with another run. Another block by Crafton. I mean, they're clean blocks, but they are definitely close for comfort. Jesse Little just shuffled right around both the 98 and the 45. Giving Crafton a little bit of breathing room. Side by side for the free pass position between Jesse Little and Clay Greenfield. Both drivers having an outstanding performance in underfunded equipment. Not only battling though for that free pass position, can one of them maybe get around Crafton themselves? They're definitely holding those guys up behind them, the faster trucks perhaps, of trying to get to the lead. Everybody does have to pit one more time still here today. Cannot make it on fuel to the end of the race. From the time we went green in the final stage, they'd be anywhere between 12 to 15 laps short on gas, so they cannot make it. This is by far the best restart Crafton's had today. Doing just a swell job. Enfinger has gotten right to the back bumper again. And now Johnny Sauter's right behind Enfinger. So 1, 2, 3 for Thor Motorsports at the front of the field. Sauter's all over the back of the 98. Clean air advantage is really helping Crafton out a ton right now. All Enfinger's got to do is get close, get within position. He can maybe make a pass for the lead. Crafton's just absolutely hitting his marks this stage. Johnny Sauter now looks low off of turn 2. Still can't quite get to the inside of the 98 truck. He hasn't shown the speed that the 88 and the 98 have had today. But Sauter's got a run off of turn 4. Trying to get to the inside of Enfinger. Oh, he's there going into turn 1. Johnny Sauter going for second place, and he might have it. He does. Johnny Sauter is up to second place. Don't forget about Moffitt in fourth. Starting to reel these guys back in again. Oh, he's stuck on the outside. Jesse Little got right back underneath him. Friesen's in the mix. Trying to go after Moffitt for fourth. Sauter's all over the back bumper of the 88 at Crafton for the lead. Crafton breaking the draft a little bit here. Down the front stretch, he's trying to do what he can. Oh, Crafton slips up the track a little bit. Still able to hold off Sauter. Oh, this knockward angle into turn 3 there for Fords and a Chevrolet. Jeske not that far behind in 5th. He's still only about a second and a half back, but he's stuck behind Jesse Little. There's a lab truck coming up ahead. I believe that's Jennifer Joe Cobb on the outside. Enfinger did get around Johnny Sauter for second. Moffitt's starting to fade back a little bit. Still within a half second of Matt Crafton. Sorry to hear that, Michael. Crafton slowly starting to pull away. Big gap to the next lap truck as well, but Matt Crafton did a phenomenal job, to say the least, to hold on to the lead. There was a couple times there where Enfinger almost got to the inside of him a couple laps after the restart, but he just wasn't able to do it. Crafton fended him off the whole way. He's just trying to survive with less than 60 laps to go. Again, everybody will have to pit at some point in time before the end of the race. If we get another caution, Crafton's going to have to do the same thing over again that he just did. It took him about 20 laps to start pulling away from these guys, but I mean, again, he couldn't have done a more perfect job. He just absolutely has led every lap in the final stage up to this point. And again, the only caution for incident came towards the end of stage number 2. About 17 to go in stage 2 is the only caution for incident. With no practice or qualifying, you wonder if we have to make a green flag stop. Got to know what that pit road speed penalty or speed is, and having to time it well to get to pit road, because the penalty is likely going to cost you the race at this point. Crafton's already built up a 4-second lead over Grant Enfinger, and Johnny Sauter stayed right behind him every step of the way, too. Even after Enfinger got around him for second place. Once Sauter got around him originally. Pit road speed's 40 miles an hour, thanks. Yeah, I was wondering what it was. I don't think we made a green flag stop in the Xfinity race last week, so I was kind of just wondering what it might have been. Didn't get a chance to practice it. Crafton is really pulling away since they got in the lap traffic. The race truck just started to come alive at that point in the run as well to help pull away. We are in the final quarter of the race, 49 laps to go at the start-finish line. But don't forget, after this one, we're going to have another one. Truck Series action at Chicagoland. I'll be using the steering wheel for that race. Another full race live stream with a realistic broadcast. Again, about 5 minutes after the conclusion of this stream and this race here today. A little doubleheader Saturday for the Truck Series on NASCAR Heat 5. Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Eight seconds ahead now. And Ty Majeski has jumped up to second place. Of course, he's been inside the top 3 or 4 all day, but it was Johnny Sauter and Enfinger who were in second and third for the longest time here in stage 3. Not anymore, though. Crafton has really opened up the gap after his best restart of the race. The beginning of this final stage. Yeah, it is definitely weird having no NASCAR this weekend. I feel a little lost. I did watch a little bit of the Masters today. I guess that's alright by me. A little bit of a golf fan. It's kind of nice to have the major, right around here. Because they always have it Easter weekend. And NASCAR doesn't race on Easter at all. So it's always nice. That's like one of the majors I can actually watch. Because I'm not watching a NASCAR race. So I guess that's the case this year, even though they had to postpone it to November because of COVID. So I have been keeping an eye on it. I missed the end of the third round today, so I'm not sure who's in the lead, but I watched a little bit of it last night, and then I watched a replay of it last night. And then I watched the end of the second round this morning, beginning of the third round. Yeah, I know. Want it to be speed weeks too. As much as it sucks though, like it's nice to have a couple week break at least from one season to the next, because it just amplifies the Daytona 500 a little bit more. I want to go to it next year. I'm undecided at this point. There's one condition in which I will go, and it's not impossible. I'd be down there for the full speed weeks, though, too. I wouldn't be down there just for the 500. Like most Cup Series weekends, I go just for the Cup race. I might catch an Xfinity or truck race. It depends. What track, where we're at, whatever. But for speed weeks, oh, for sure, I'm going every day I can. Every day from the Clash to the qualifying. Especially this year with it being like literally 6 consecutive days. I'll go there for the Clash. Watch the Daytona 500 qualifying. Then you got the duels on Thursday. And then the truck and Xfinity race. Xfinity ARCA, I believe, are both on Saturday this year. And the Cup race on Sunday. Play a couple rounds of golf in there. Be a fun time. But yeah, I'm in this contest to like for the NFL to try and win a lot of money, and if I win it, I've told everybody I know that you can plan on me going to the Daytona 500 next year if I win that. But that would be the only way I'd probably go. It's just unfortunate because I wanted to go last year and I wanted to go the year before that and just never really gave myself the opportunity. I was going to other tracks, and so I know if I go there, I'm not going to be able to hit as many other racetracks throughout the course of the year because I'll be wasting a lot of my time there. Got a truck up in smoke up ahead here. Ben Rhodes, oh, what a tough break. It's like an engine issue. I don't think it's a flat tire. So it looks like an engine issue for Ben Rhodes. No caution, we stay green. 38 laps to go. 13-second lead for Matt Crafton. Almost a 13-second lead. But Rhodes in the top 10, although he was a lap down. He was actually the first car lap down. That is a bummer. We're right around Tyler Ankrum on the outside even. Almost a 14-second lead on Majeski. But again, we get a caution, that lead is wiped away. And although Crafton nailed the restart on the last restart, never gave up the lead once. There was obviously some help with some lap traffic in there too, but it's really the only time he's done that today. The other restarts, whether it was because of a stage break or that one caution for incident we've had today, back with 97 laps to go, he wasn't able to hold on to the lead. Not for more than a lap. So Jesse Little's now in 7th place. About to go 2 laps down though, unfortunately for him.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Crafton just blew right around him. Crafton really overdrove 3 and 4 there down to the apron. My goodness. They can go about another 20 laps, a little less than 20 laps on fuel. Again, nobody can make it to the end. We have just 33 laps to go. So if we do get a caution before green flag pit stops, everybody will be coming onto pit road for 4 fresh tires, at least getting enough fuel in the car to the end of the race. That would be it. Greenfield back to 11th, kind of rooting for him to get back in the top 10. Be cool if he can get back in the top 20 in points, but he's running out of races and he has really lost a lot of ground from 20th as well. We have just 4 races after this one, and we're going to have the next race right after this, so we'll be down to 3 races before the playoffs before we know it. Moffitt has really faded. Remember, he won stage 2, which concluded only about 40 laps ago. He is now a lap down in 6th. First driver lap down, but not for long, because you see Stuart Friesen up here, Grant Enfinger up here as well. Kind of Sutter way further up ahead, and then you got about another 3 seconds ahead of them to Ty Majeski. And nobody wants to be the first onto pit road in this race as well. Just way too risky on a short track to try and short pit. Easily gonna lose a lap, even for Crafton. Probably lose a lap on everybody. Just not worth it. Less than 30 to go. So he tries to get around Friesen. Oh. Friesen went way up the racetrack. Crafton easily blows by him on the bottom. 4 trucks now on the lead lap with 28 to go. The right front's starting to wear out quite a bit here. I don't know if Crafton can make it to the end of the run or not as well. Crafton stuck behind. Gillen swings all the way to the bottom, 3 wide, and now Grant Enfinger's a lap down. Crafton's team might be able to add just a little bit more tape to the race truck again here. Johnny Sauter now in danger of going a lap down. I mean, Crafton is absolutely dominating this final stage of the race. We have not seen this out of him all day. By far the biggest lead. It's making this job a whole heck of a lot easier to have a better shot of winning the race. Especially if we did get that caution. Still now trying to catch Ty Majeski. Majeski's got about 3 lap trucks right in front of him. Oh boy. Second time we've seen Crafton in the last dozen laps overrun 3 and 4 a little bit. It's 24 laps to go. We again do not have a lot of time left. Majeski's fighting as hard as he can right now. 3 wide underneath both Sheldon Creed and Raphael Lassard. Crafton is coming to... Crafton drives it in hard into turn 1. Takes the line away from the 45, and now he's got a lap lead on the field. Unbelievable race by Crafton in the final stage. I definitely did not see this coming. Still only 1 caution per incident too. And again, he'll try to stay out as long as he can just in case we get a caution. Nobody wants to see a caution now. Not until green flag pit stops, because that will just make the job easier for Crafton to win this thing. But then again, if it stays green to the end of the race as well, he's probably going to win it at this point too. Again, has to make sure he doesn't get a pit road speeding penalty. Without practice or qualifying, he wasn't able to practice a stop, but with a big lead like this, he can really kind of just coast it to make sure he doesn't speed. It's 20 to go. Well, there's the caution with 20 laps left, and that will set up some pit stops. Ty Majeski will get the free pass, and Crafton can have a sigh of relief as long as we don't get another yellow. It looks like he's going to have this race locked up. Still going to have a halfway decent restart as well. We'll add 5% more tape. No further adjustments under this pit stop. So now everybody's going to be trying to race around Crafton to get back on the lead lap in case there's another yellow too. So the work is not completely done for Crafton. Gonna have to hang on. 16 laps to go. Majeski's gonna have to go the length of the field here. Crafton washed up the track on the opening lap of the restart. Sauter closes right to the back bumper. Crafton cannot take it easy. Needs to still make sure he stays in front of these guys. Oh man, 3 wide and tight off of turn 4. Friesen about put Enfinger in the wall. Did a great job not even making contact with him. Crafton washes up the track. Here comes Johnny Sauter to the bottom. Crafton trying to side draft him. He's going to have to let his teammate go. Friesen on the outside trying to make a move. Crafton's lost the clean air now. And Friesen's got to get around Crafton. Again, Crafton's fine if it stays green to the end, but if it doesn't stay green, it's in a world of trouble. Got to make sure not to make contact with anybody as well, and potentially spin them out to bring out the caution. And Friesen now going for third on Johnny Sauter at the front. Moffitt's still in fifth. Oh, he washes up the track. Crafton did. Moffitt couldn't get around him. He kind of got squeezed. Tanner Gray now only one lap down. Sheldon Creed still to the inside. Ty Majeski still trying to come from the back. Tough to tell exactly where he is, but Crafton's really going backwards on the restart. And he overruns turn 3. Seen it all day. He doesn't have much grip on the outside of the racetrack. He's going to let Grant Enfinger go and just duck in line right behind him. Enfinger had to check up behind Hertz, 3 wide on the bottom. 3.5 second lead here for Matt Crafton. Gets right back around Enfinger again. Man, these guys are battling hard. Everyone. 10 to go. Oh, Enfinger! Little contact with the 88 truck. Crafton washes up the track and he's stuck on the outside again. Majeski now just 3 seconds off the lead. Still a lot of lap trucks though in between him and the leader. Majeski, who has not won yet this season, looking for his first win of the year. Crafton only a 2.5 second lead. I did not think it was going to be possible for Ty Majeski to cut through the field and actually gain enough on Crafton. He's only 2 seconds back and there's still 8 laps to go. Crafton trying to get around Todd Gilliland in the 38 truck. Couldn't get around him there. Crafton is struggling right now. 7 to go. He's only 1.5 seconds ahead of Ty Majeski. What a restart for Majeski, and what a terrible restart for Matt Crafton. You didn't think that this race could have been won without another caution for Majeski, but I think he has proven everybody wrong here. Crafton finally gets back around Enfinger again, but now the 32, Gustine to the inside of Matt Crafton. Holding Crafton on the outside again. These guys trying to get their laps back late and battle for positions, and it is costing Matt Crafton a ton of time here. Had to let Gustine go, get back in line behind him. Now he's kind of holding them up. As he tries to get around Tanner Gray. They're 3 wide off of turn 4, 5 laps to go. I think Majeski's stuck on the outside though. That's not going to help him. He lost time there. 3 wide in lap traffic now behind Crafton. They continue to battle it out. Majeski trying to prove everybody wrong late in the race here. But he's still stuck on the top. 4 to go. Crafton was stuck on the top too, but man, if Majeski could have just gotten to the bottom of the track sooner, I think he would have had a much better chance. But it looks like he will need a caution after all, which was originally what we were thinking was going to have happen. Crafton kind of sandwiched in the middle between the 51 and the 98 off of turn 4. 3 to go at the line. Crafton battling Enfinger, holds him off the turn 2. Still 3 wide back there. Majeski still 2 seconds off the lead, 2 to go. I think it was a little too close for comfort for Crafton. He's got a lot of room to race with by himself now. A little bit of an intense restart at the end here, but Matt Crafton's going to get the white flag anyway. A 2.5 second lead on Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski not going to catch him. Matt Crafton wins at Iowa. First race of the doubleheader, and he'll get the job done with ease. Look at how strong that engine is. Never blew out in the victory celebration. Matt Crafton will win at Iowa. Five drivers finished on the lead lap here today. Majeski tried to cut it as close as he could at the end of the day as well, but it was just too much to try and come back from at too late of a deficit. So Crafton with the win. Crafton also won stage 1, scoring himself 6 playoff points today. Ty Majeski second, followed by Stuart Friesen, Johnny Sauter, Brett Moffitt rounds out the top 5. Moffitt won stage 2 in today's race. Grant Enfinger finished in 6th, followed by Jesse Little, Sheldon Creed, Riley Herbst, Clay Greenfield with a great run, rounding out the top 10. Of course, Jesse Little in the top 10 all day as well, finishing 7th. Great run for him as well. The only DNFs in the race today, we had just one, and that was Ben Rhodes. With about 40 laps left in the race, he blew an engine. He was the only driver that failed to finish this race. We'll take a look at the point standings here. 8th win of the year for Matt Crafton, opening up that points lead just a little bit more. Again, 60 points is the max amount you could score in a single race, and just over a one-race lead in the, or sorry, just under a one-race lead in the point standings for Crafton going into Chicagoland today, as Crafton will have a 57-point lead over Stuart Friesen, who actually has no wins this season. There you see Johnny Sauter, Ross Chastain locked in to the playoffs currently, and Clay Greenfield does have that win. He likely will not get back in the top 20 to have that win count. It's not impossible. He could still do it, but he's going to have to need some good runs here in the last 4 races to try and get back in the top 20. So right now, Austin Hill, by 9 points, is ahead of Ben Rhodes for the last spot in the playoff standings. Lassard had the fastest lap with a 23.884 early in the race, and Crafton led the most, 122 of the 200 laps led. Dominating final stage. He actually led every lap of the final stage of this race. That is the majority of the laps that he led today. Of course, there were 80 laps in the final stage. That is going to do it here for this one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race commentary of the video in general. Second race of our doubleheader will be coming up shortly. Stay tuned for that. About 5 to 10 minutes away from that one. Chicagoland for the Truck Series. So, definitely have to stay tuned for that one. We had a good show in the Cup Series there. I'm sure we'll have another good show there for the Truck Series today. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in a little bit.